I just need a small just backstory on how maybe you started off photography, or just if you can remember the first time you actually took your first picture and you're just blown away with what photography is.
Man, my photography go way back.
Mm-hmm.
It's 11 years now.
Uh-huh.
Um, it started back in Atlanta,
Mm-hmm.
and I would say probably I would go back. Like when I was a kid,
Yeah.
my older sister used to do photography, so
Mm-hmm.
she did photography, like proper photography and journalism. So we had a dark room at home, everything.
Oh, you
So
had
yeah,
all the whole
yeah,
old school.
yeah, the old school thing. So I used to look at her, and I go in, and I'm like, she,
Yeah.
she's a magician or something, you know. She's like, she turned paper to like photos, you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But then, so I think that's the first exposure to photography, you know, looking through her photos and everything. But then, you know, just like any other kid, got busy with sport, forgot about it. And after college, it's always been like exhibitions, you know, uh, art fairs. And just one day, I went to this studio in downtown Atlanta, and I talked to the guy, and I wanted some photos taken. He seems like not knowing everything.
Yeah.
Like, so I was told like, yo, you know, you seem to be passionate about this thing, so why don't you do it yourself?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you know, matter of fact, like I'm always just going checking out people work. Why don't I do it? You know, I bought a camera, a film camera, and I wanted to go old school. I didn't want to
Like
jump
the
into
digital,
yeah, I
yeah.
didn't want to jump into the the digital, you know, era right away. So
Mm-hmm.
I picked up a film camera, and man, I remember it was $150 only. $150. That's like 15K.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I start shooting. I start shooting. You know, my brother, my ex-girlfriend, who blah blah blah. You know, just shooting people around you,
Yeah.
sceneries, and then I start buying equipment online, and I met this guy who mentored me. He was he was moving to California, and he was sick.
Mm-hmm.
So I hit him up, and we met up. I went to his house, and everything that I wanted was gone.
What do you mean?
Like most of the equipment were gone. It was just selling fast.
Oh,
So
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So he asked me one questions like, "Where did you go to college?" So I'm like, "Here at Washington,
Yeah.
in Chicago." So he's like, "Oh, that's my school." He asked his wife to cook for us,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Just sit down, son. I got something better for you."
Uh-huh.
And from there, it was like months of like mentorship and talk, and you know.
So he just took you under his wing.
Yeah, he took me even though he was sick, and he was moving, you know.
Yeah.
But he went on and helped me out a lot. So we took it from there. So I remember one photo that I took of this model, and I took it to him, and he stood up, and he's like, "Yo, I salute you." And I'm like, "Oh, shit! This guy is doing photography for like 45 years."
Yeah, yeah.
He
He
was
realized and noticed
yeah.
that, you know.
He was like the official photographer for Martin Luther King.
Oh.
Yeah. So I was like, oh my God, I think I'm doing the right thing, you know. So
Yeah.
so this was the early days. Yeah.
Wow.